Hey guys, what's up? This is Bevan from Rational Awareness, and I created this channel to share with you a practice that's changed my experience of life more than anything else I've done. And that is the practice of continual breath awareness, which is simply putting some of your awareness on the sensations of breathing as you do other activities throughout your day. So I got into meditation about 5 years ago because I thought it would help me pick up chicks at the bar. And there were other reasons too. For example, I felt very reactive. I felt like I would encounter people or situations, or things would happen, and I would react almost unthinkingly and in ways that I did not really like. So over the last 5 years, I've experimented with different forms of meditation, from formal meditation, where I would sit in the lotus position for up to several hours on end, to various cultish practices in Berkeley, California, where I'm from, to a 10-day Vipassana course about 2 years ago. But by far the most effective method for me to be calm, grounded, centered, and in more control of my actions has been this practice of continual breath awareness. So what is this practice? Well, it's very simple. It's just putting some of your awareness on the feelings in your body as you breathe. In your nose, in your chest, in your stomach, anywhere you feel them. And that's all it is. There's no dogma associated with it. It's not a religious practice, and it doesn't even have to be a spiritual one. For me, it's very practical. So why would you do this? Well, by putting your awareness on the sensations of breathing, you actually withdraw power from your compulsively thinking mind. Your mind is always thinking about the future or the past, ruminating on everything except for the current moment. When you withdraw power from it by focusing your awareness into the present moment, into your body, you make yourself receptive to the reality of the present moment. It might sound a little out there, but let me assure you that the results of this are profound and very practical as well. Do you want to be doing this all the time? Well, this is a practice about living in the state of presence to a greater extent. If you're one of the lucky few who experience so-called flow states where you're very, very immersed in the activity you're doing, then there's no need to meditate during those times. Having sex is actually the closest most people come to this, so if you are lucky enough to have sex or engage in flow state activities, you don't need to be meditating while you're doing those. How hard is this? Do you have to go all in order to get benefits from this practice? Well, you can do it part-time and you'll still get benefits. For example, by taking a conscious breath every now and then. But once you taste the sensation of being present, of living your life in the state of presence, you'll want this all the time. So is this a thing? Are people actually doing this? Well, continual breath awareness is something that monks around the world practice in a retreat setting, in a monastery setting. In a sense, it's similar in that they're doing the same action, but they're not doing it as part of an active, productive life. And that's what I'm talking about, using this to better act in this world. So in that sense, those monks are doing a much different practice. Eckhart Tolle, who wrote The Power of Now and other books, talks about this in chapter 6 of his book, The Power of Now. He says that the key is to be in a state of permanent connectedness with your inner body. He's a bit cryptic about how to achieve that, but he's nonetheless the one who inspired me. So why meditate in the first place? Well, the boring answer that I'm sure you've heard before is that our compulsive thinking minds lead us to create anxiety, depression, even physical symptoms such as stress and all the accompanying problems, as well as insomnia and so forth. But I'm actually more interested in other reasons to meditate. One of the main reasons I think we should meditate is that we live in an environment which is much different than the environment that we evolved in. In our society today, marketers and advertisers have figured out how to push our buttons in ways that we cannot really control. So in order to reclaim some of the awareness that's forcibly taken from us in modern society, I think it's important to ground yourself with meditation so that you're not as affected by these external forces which so effectively impose their will upon us. Another one of the main benefits of meditation is that it frees you from your conditioned responses. So we feel like we have free will during the day to react as we wish to situations, events, to people. But a lot of those reactions are actually conditioned. They're habits. They're patterns that we've established over years. So to overcome them actually requires quite a bit of effort. And that effort is through gaining presence, through centering yourself through meditation. Being present is especially important if you're trying to change an aspect of your behavior. For example, if you're trying to go to the gym more, or lose weight, or start a project that you've been putting off, being in a present state will help break your preconditioned patterns of action and will help you achieve new things in your life. The subjective experience of being present is another great reason to meditate. Becoming present is like moving from a life largely based in fear to viewing life as a parade of odd and wonderful events. to paraphrase Mingyur Rinpoche. The practice of continual breath awareness is just a habit. It's a skill that you can develop like any other. In order to build it, you need the desire, a little bit of knowledge, and also the willingness to take massive action in order to entrench presence into your life. Desire is super important. It turns out that our minds are designed to seek out stimulation if the contents of our working memory are not stimulating enough. For example, if you've ever tried to read a challenging book and you just haven't been able to, well, it's a similar thing with meditating. If you aren't motivated to meditate, if you haven't bought into the benefits of meditation, if you don't have that emotional leverage, it will be much, much harder to cultivate this skill. Is meditation about letting go and simply being? I would argue it's a lot more about taking action. If you ask any meditator, they'll tell you that it takes quite a bit of work to achieve the state of presence. You have to consciously direct your awareness to the sensations of breathing, which actually does burn more calories in your brain. So how do you get started with continual breath awareness? Well, the first step is to learn how to meditate in a setting with no distractions, i.e. formal meditation. Learn how to sit quietly while observing the breath and experience presence. It's that same feeling of presence that we will want to carry through us throughout our day with continual breath awareness. The next step is going on a solo retreat in an unfamiliar environment, ideally for about a week. This will let you focus on cultivating the practice of continual breath awareness full-time. The third step is to reintegrate back into your life slowly. Take some things like socializing and looking at screens easy at first. Those are added challenges that you probably haven't developed the awareness for yet. So to wrap this up, I'll leave you with the thought that we go to the gym and we eat healthy in order to develop our bodies. We read books to challenge our convictions and to expose us to new ideas. But this faculty of awareness is often overlooked. People don't realize that you can develop it as a muscle like anything else. And that's why I created this channel, to inspire you to develop your awareness and to guide you on your path. My greatest hope is that you give this a shot and experience the same benefits as I do. So please subscribe, and also please share this with people who you think might benefit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.